packed up our stories in silence and sand, left behind echoes, the touch of our land. The sky turned to fire, the streets lost their names. Now we walk borders with memories and flames, but we carry the sun in the folds of our skin, hope in our pockets and home in the wind. Though the world may forget what we've been through before, we are more than the shadows of someone else's war. A lullaby whispered in tents made of thread, a children still dreaming though hunger's been fed. We build with our hands what the bombs tried to break, a life stitched together with love and heartache. Yes, we carry the sun in the folds of our skin, hope in our pockets and home in the wind. Though the world may
It's not my fault.
been through
This is where they put it. May change that?
Yeah. Have you just opened it up?
Yeah.
All right, because I can see the thing saying 9 minutes, but I thought that was a while ago.
Yeah, it was 9 minutes ago.
I couldn't make the first set. Good intentions. But I got chatting to myself down in Verdi's.
Oh, bloody hell. It's the old-
As you do.
What's the
I'm gonna
story
stop
with that,
you,
Sam? 'Cause I saw a thing earlier, a picture of all the staff, the Verdi's. Did all the staff come over from Italy 30 years ago or what?
Did what?
It said, hang on, biscuit wants to come in. It said something like 30 years since they came over from Italy or something like that.
I think they're coming over from Italy. No, 30 years ago it opened.
Yeah?
The story of Verdi's was, I think it was Joe Mauricio, was it?
Yeah.
I think he was already in Swansea, and he got initially a bunch of backers to sort of put in and build a place and make it. But I know that Giuseppe, I think he did come over from Italy, maybe with his brother. They were the first ones there, and then after maybe a couple of years, Giuseppe and his brother, they built the extension with bits that with the fabrication that was sent over from Italy. You know, the stuff they used to build the place was imported, I think, from Italy. But then when they built the extension, they managed to get a local manufacturer who could replicate the same. So the extra bits, when they expanded about 20 odd years ago, I know because I worked there doing my Uncle Sam show the first year they opened, and then it progressed from there. So I mean, recently I'm not sure there's been a push on something or other, but what was that you saw? If it was a recent thing, because it's been in the hands of the what's the family now, Michael?
No, but no, he came over to build it originally, didn't he, with his brother? But he stayed on there working there. Yeah.
I thought Joe, the owner, Joe Maurizio, was already in Swansea. With an idea.
They had a place somewhere else, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, Eusebio,
Giuseppe.
Giuseppe came over to help build it.
Yeah, there we are. Then yeah, that was it. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
after they finished it, he stayed on doing odd jobs. Then he ended up being a manager, and now he
That's
is
it.
the manager now.
Yeah,
so
that's
all
right.
those pictures were people that they brought over family to work there when it originally opened, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I think that's the story, but it's very convoluted.
That's what they said on the TV program.
All right, there
Or
you
the
go.
one about Mary Mumbles or something.
Yeah, the guy that's managing it now came over to build it, and then Joe Marazzi said, will you stay?
Yeah. Yeah, could well have been that, yeah.
Yeah, that's. I haven't seen that. I still haven't watched that program, but yeah, that's the story I heard.
That was the episode that I saw.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was just talking about this spring at Riddins. I think it was Riddins Terrace coming down.
Yeah.
And they had a pig farm, and there was a huge outcry at the time. We're going back to about 1860 now, Sam, because the pigs were poisoning the spring, and so
In where?
Riddins Terrace,
All right.
and there was about 5 in Swansea, and that was one of the biggest ones around at the time. And there was just a big outcry about it. The biggest one was up by Devati Flats.
All right.
Go and do things, but like, where's the one by was it Alpha means to wash your feet or something, doesn't it? If I remember in Welsh, Bryn Mill, the bottom of Bryn Mill Lane. There was another well there as well. West Spring, sorry. So yeah, it was quite an interesting book I was reading about it. All these different springs where people used to get the water from. Because in Mumbles, there wasn't any water, was it? And was it the King's coronation when they built that thing down by the pub there? By Village
Yeah,
Lane?
I was going to say about that. In
What, by the
wall,
Waterloo
isn't it?
stores?
Yeah,
That little fountain.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was
There must have been springs somewhere down
No,
there,
there's
otherwise it wouldn't be
stream
any,
running
anybody
down.
living there.
Yeah, Newton Road. There was a stream running down there. That was a stream before, and it sort of originated in Underhill Park, and it just trickled down from there. And that was one of their main waters at the start. But then they put this drinking water in then up in by the King's Fountain. I can't remember the day. Was it 1880 or something?
Mm-hmm.
Or
There was a
1920?
big water mill in Castle,
Yeah.
because the spring came out to the bottom, so they had some guy created this pumping station, windmill, that pumped the water back up to the top of the hill and fed.
Most of the building is still down there at the bottom.
Yeah,
isn't
it's still bits of it there.
it? Yeah.
But most of the rock formation in South Gower it emanates from the Brecon Beacons. The rocks from the Brecon Beacons curve down and they come back up again, forming most of Gower. So there's loads of springs in Gower, but I think they said it's 30,000 years for the rain falling on the Brecon Beacons to come out of the spring in Gower.
And then you buy a bottle of water from Brecon and it says sell by date 30th of June.
Yeah, I know, it's stupid, isn't it? Yeah. It's madness. But I was given a map of some of the local springs, and there's loads in Gower. You probably wouldn't be able to find them now, but all the villages in Gower would have had a spring because there was no way getting water. You couldn't get it from anywhere. So all the villages are built in or around a natural spring, as it would have been.
There was one at Britannia. Or just
Well,
next
it would
to
be any of the
Britannia.
little villages, the old villages had to have a spring.
Yeah. And wherever the villages were, there would have been water running from. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there, would they?
No, exactly.
Same as like Norton, West Cross, whatever was there. Like, isn't there a place? What's it called at West Cross where they used to do the tanning?
You're not thinking of Washington.
Washington, yeah.
That's the one that comes down underneath kind of
To the West Cross.
Moor side and Elm Grove meet. And then that runs down and comes out by the West Cross pub, I think.
Yeah. I think that would they tanned. I think it was tanned hides there, something like that. I think that was the job they used to do. It's interesting though how places formed, isn't it? Really, why they're
I
there.
remember when I was a kid, right? Every now and again, we used to go up to we used to call her Auntie Lil. It was my dad's family or something, and she was an oldie, a real old lady. To live in Landovery, and used to get the train up on the Shrewsbury line, it's fantastic, go along the beach, blah, blah, blah. and then you have to walk about 3 miles to get to a house. And then I remember the first time I went, she said, "Oh, will you go and get me some water?" I said, "Yeah, where's the tap?" And there wasn't any tap. I had to go up the road and go to the spring and get a bucket of water out of the spring, out of the well. Sorry, yeah. When I say well, it was just like on the side of a road sort of thing.
Yeah.
Strange is that the water was probably better then than it is now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, everything that's in it.
Yeah. Of running down off the mountains.
You may know this, Kipper. I don't know. Well, before I say this, I'll come back to you. I just been to Rob Pendry's show at the All Saints.
Oh, I was thinking of going. Is it good?
Yeah, excellent. You know, when we say there's bits of plastic in all the sea now that you can't see,
Yeah.
micro, so small. Does that come in the rain as well?
Yeah, it does now.
It's
in the air.
Say,
Everywhere.
Just had an article came up on Facebook that bees, in the actual bees themselves, when they've looked at them, have got microplastics in their blood system.
right.
So it's in every living organism has got it in, to a lesser or greater degree. And we eat all these things, and nobody really knows what the long-term implications are.
Well, yeah. Well, it'd be the
All
end of
gonna
it.
be finished up looking like plastic blobs.
Yeah, we'd be all
Well, I
like-
think it might be a cause of Alzheimer's because of the increase over the last 30 years correlates with the amount of increase in plastics.
Yeah.
And children being a bit tough as well.
Yeah, we could
You can't blame it on me. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
Right.
pure.
Yeah, it's interesting though. But it's interesting then if I wonder if it's in honey. Then it must be in honey if it's in
Yeah.
honey. And
Well,
honey's supposed to
Teflon,
be one of the most purest forms of anything, isn't
yeah.
it?
Well, everybody knows about Teflon,
Yeah.
but every single person on the planet that's ever been tested has got Teflon in their blood.
Yeah.
Every single person's ever been
I
tested.
identify with Teflon as the coating on a saucepan.
Yeah. Well, it was
Yeah.
used by so many different companies, and the companies have sold out and bought up by another company, bought up another company, so you can't sue anybody anymore.
Was that developed for the space program?
Yeah.
No, it was developed in
was.
America as it may have been as part of the program for space exploration, but it just, someone came across it and thought this looks like a good idea. We'll have that.
That's what that film Pelican Brief is about, isn't it?
Yeah, people dying in America, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they couldn't find out what it was, but the
Yeah.
chemical companies
They,
kept it
they
all
were
sort of
they were
undercover.
just pumping the waste product into the ground basically, and the farm animals were eating it, which the people were eating the farm animals and the vegetables and stuff, and it all had this Teflon. It was everywhere.
It's a strange sort of thing, isn't it? Where you think with like for Chernobyl, everybody's going to die, everything else, which seems to be recovering, but things like Teflon, we don't seem to be able to recover from.
And they're called forever chemicals. There's quite a list of them, which the World Health Organization are trying to get them banned. But they're in so many products that get thrown away and they end up all in the sea or in the environment that when they go into your body, you can't get rid of them. And depending on what you eat and where you live, you just accumulate more and more of them.
In
You don't need your
comparison,
body.
radioactivity is a lot less destructive than plastic because
Yeah,
radioactivity has a half-life. Plastic doesn't have a half-life; it just goes on and on and on.
Oh, this is it.
Breaks down into smaller particles.
It's a sad thing, but it's a pretty desperate position out there now with the amount of plastics in everything.
In the future,
Every fish you eat has got plastic in it.
Scientists, aren't they?
There isn't anything. You could probably grow your own vegetables that would probably have little in it. That's, well, to be fair, we always eat organic food, produce, because it has less in it than normal stuff.
You just led me to something else now, because I've noticed in the market now, they've changed all the signs from Gower product to fresh products.
Well, they're all bloody fresh. There's a lot of bollocks in it. quite
Yeah.
local though, isn't it? It's not
It
local
used to
anymore.
be Gower fresh and things like that.
Yeah.
Now they've changed it all, so presumably they're not getting them from Gower.
Well,
I wonder if Gower is producing stuff as much
no,
as
it
they
doesn't. There's nothing. There's nothing grown. They used to
no.
grow potatoes, and yeah, there are a few people selling them. A little few farmers will have a few things growing, but it's mostly cows
Gower
and sheep.
fresh eggs. Oh,
There's only one. There's only one milk farm left in Gower. You know,
Mm.
it's all bloody
What about
cheap and
cabbages and things? Do they still
yeah,
grow them
yeah,
around the place?
yeah.
Hmm.
You can buy them cheaper from some other foreign country.
Weird, isn't it?
I know. It's
yeah.
just the cost of farming is too
It's
expensive.
really, really sort of strange, isn't it? Because we can produce healthy stuff that's good for everybody. Yeah, we prefer to buy it from Israel or wherever we buy it from. I don't
Well,
know.
people just want to. It's all about the money, isn't it? How much you want to pay for a cabbage? £1.50 or 50p, and everybody buys the 50p.
But isn't that like everything? If you can afford something better, you eat something better, don't you?
You do.
Like if you could have a bigger, juicier steak than if you haven't got any money. So
Or
it's
you can buy the cheap old sausages from Tesco, or not Tesco, or Aldi, or you can go to a butcher's and get some real good sausages, you know?
real sawdust.
Yeah, real sawdust, yeah.
You know, there is a there's a crisis for a lot of people.
Sorry, it can be very depressing, can't it, when you talk about how stuff is.
I tell you what I found over here is because I couldn't find real sausages for a while, and now I found real they call ancien sausage that's Alsace, old sausages from Alsace, the country, the bit of the province of Alsace. Bloody hell, they're so good.
Hmm.
I mean, not a bit of waffle in it or what do you call it? The
Drizzle.
grizzle.
Right.
Yeah.
Really bad.
But lovely.
To my mind, you've got to have a certain amount of fat in something like that to make it tasty. But
Yeah, but there is fat in it, but it's not that gristle where you can just,
yeah, no, yeah, I
your
understand,
teeth just bounce off it.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
picked up a nice bit of just general shop stuff, fruit, veg, stuff like that. Went down to Tenby yesterday just for an overnight breakaway, me and Kim. And it's lovely staying right on the front in those big tall hotels on South Beach. That stretch goes along
Yeah.
directly out to Caldy. Oh, it's
Isn't it
lovely. Gill Trap, that's right. Exactly that
Gill Trap.
hotel. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we were in the Gill Trap suite, top floor. Oh, beautiful room it was, really kind of oldie worldy, but sharp, everything was spot on. And we actually ate there in the restaurant as well. It was funny because we
Was the
thought
restaurant good?
the restaurant, the food was really good. But the pain of it was when we checked in, would we be eating there in the evening? If so, would we let them know by 6 o'clock? So we went into town in the afternoon, looked at a couple of places. We thought, maybe we'll come out and eat here later on. And Kim don't like to walk too much. So I said, we'll drive back into town. But in the end, we sort of looked at the menu and it looked pretty good. So we said, okay, we'll eat here. And this was 5:30. They said, what time would you like to eat? I said, Kim said, 7 o'clock. And he said, we can't do 7 o'clock, 6:30 or 7:30. I thought, must be busy, Okay, good sign. So we booked for 6:30. We went down then to the restaurant entrance to go in. And they took a room number. Yes, in here. So we went into the room, overlooking the sea. Nice room, nicely appointed. We were the only ones there. I said, right. So right. Yeah, we've got more people coming in later on now. I said, okay. What? Well, we've got some more tables coming in at 7. I said, all right. And then the guy explained about the chef and everything. So obviously, if they get quite a couple of people booking in, they employ staff to cope. But so it was only us, and then at 7 o'clock, 2 more tables came in. So for the rest of the night, it was just the 6 of us in there. So we're sitting in there in this totally empty restaurant. And when he said, "Oh, you know, it's either 6:30 or 7:30," not to sort of stress the chef out too much, I thought, "Oh, but atmosphere, you like a bit of buzz in a restaurant, didn't you? You know, if we'd have known it would be like that, it's a bit faulty towers. We'd have gone into town." But as it happened, the food was spot on, really nice. You know, it was well cooked. It was really good. It was really nice. You know,
But that's
so we
part
got
of the experience, isn't it? Having a sort of lively atmosphere around. Where did I go? I went to Norton House or something one Wednesday. And there
yeah.
was two couples in there, and it was all right. The food was great, but it was just dead, you know.
Yeah,
You need other people around just to sort of create
yeah,
a
just to give it, you know.
French are fucking experts at that. You can have a really good restaurant and another good restaurant. One's full, and one will be empty.
Yeah,
And because when they look at it, they see nobody in there, so it can't be any good.
yeah,
If they see a restaurant with loads of people in it, then rather go to that restaurant and wait.
yeah.
When I was in that business, you'd always put people in the front window.
Well, that's what he said to us. He said, if you like, there's a table over there by the window. And Kim said, well, yeah, okay, but can we sit just here? Because there was nothing to see at the window. I mean, it's getting dark then. There's no view. But
Yeah.
put him in the window so anybody walking past, oh, look, there's people in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was all right, but we walked around and, you know, it was, but the room was lovely. And we're looking out over to Caldy, and I could see this boat going out across the bay, and it was a nice high tide right up to the wall. And I watched this boat, and it was heading for Caldy. So I've tried to keep my eye on it to see if it was going to Caldy, where it had actually pulled in or something. And I took my eye off the ball, and I'd missed it. So when I went down to reception, I said to the guy, I said, oh, have you got anything, the history of Tenby, about, you know, when it was built and this, that, and the other? And he said, no, he said, there's a load of brochures over there in that rack. Oh, yeah. So I went and scanned the brochures. And of course, they're all the little leaflets for all the little businesses and parks and things that are in the area. Nothing telling you about the area. But then I did a bit of a source thing. I said, I know it's obviously going back to the Victorian era when they decided the beach was good for you. Hence the train lines pushing people out to the coast, you know, in the 1800s. But then when I was walking in, we went down to the harbour this morning, and Kim was in her element. There was a little fish house, only the size of a kitchen, but it was right at the top of the harbour where you go down. Oh, and the fish and stuff that was in there was amazing. Kim wanted some crab, you know, but there was a thing right next to it, and I looked at the door and I thought, oh, is this open? And then, oh yeah, do come in. And there's this lady there, full on period costume, welcoming me in from the Tudor period, and it's called the Tudor House, I think, just up from the harbour, and it's lovely. It's totally restored, as was in the Tudor times, and the people in there were so knowledgeable about that period, and apparently the whole thing was in the 13th, 14th century when the place was first there, and they built the wall to, you know, protect against the marauders coming in. And there was something about, I think it was a James, either a King James or a Prince James, was hidden in a tunnel for 3 days until they could get a boat to come in and take him away to France, so that whole period. So I'd love to have seen, you know, maps or artist impressions of what Tenby looked like before, because it's a little peninsula, isn't it? A little promontory, only small. It's so compact, and the whole town, and you go all those little alleyways and roads, and it survived because it's become cute to visit to a particular kind of people who go along there, which makes it commercially successful, even though every other shop is a souvenir shop or a coffee shop or a pub or a whatever, you know, which is like when we were there, there were a fair amount of people walking up and down the streets. And I thought, wow, totally off season, but it manages to survive, you know, by.
Is that the merchant house?
Well, maybe if you were
Tudor
kind of,
merchant house.
it might have been, if, yeah, because if you were going, I had a picture on my phone, if you were kind of standing at the little steep hill, which actually goes down near the harbour itself,
Yeah, I know. It's you
you
got
go
some.
round, down that winding bit, past the Lifeboat Tavern, down that winding road, and you come to a U-turn, and you can either go down this steep hill to the harbour, or you take another road which is parallel, going across. Well, at the end of that little lane is this house, and then if you turned left, it was a set of steps coming out right by the harbour. Yeah, it might be called the Merchant House. It's 3 stories,
Yeah,
really old-fashioned, you know, and it's
is it?
owned by the National Trust.
It is. Yeah, yeah. I know where you are now because funny enough, I was looking at something to do about it the other day, and they came under a little bit of criticism. It's been open about 5 6 years now, I think, because they replaced everything there. They put new floors in, new doors, everything, but made them look old.
Yeah, it's all, I mean, it's been restored, but the
Yeah,
woman said all the furniture, she said it's all replica stuff, so so feel
yeah,
free to sit on it. It's, fine. And the table, so they've recreated,
yeah.
Mm.
And I got a
yeah,
feeling, do they have a dressing up room or something for children?
quite likely, because
Yeah,
there was a woman on reception, what you would call the buxom wench, nice looking
yeah,
lady. And then the next room in is a huge fireplace. You could sleep in it, it's that big with all
yeah,
the tools in there, and a couple of nice little fires burning. But they were pretend fires, but they looked really realistic with a red glow and even a little bit of smoke coming up from them.
yeah.
And there was you went through then and up a set of stairs, and I could hear some nice, you know, tip music playing in there. And as I turned the corner, as I got to the stairs, no, in the corner is a lady playing a harp, you know.
All right. That's
So there's a
nice.
big table laid out for the meal as if how they would have eaten. And then there was another room, the next floor up. There's a four-poster bed in there. And it was quite busy with people. When I was in there, there must have been about 20 odd people in the house. And on each floor, there was somebody telling them about the little things about it.
Mm.
And that the lady I spoke to, she gave me the breakdown of the dates and when and whatever, quite interesting. So I
Mm.
think it had actually been, prior to the National Trust, it had been a house that had maybe been kind of rented out. You could B&B or whatever. But whatever, but the trust must have come along and thrown a shed load of money at it and created this thing. So and there was no admission to go in. It was just,
Pretty good.
it was there as a
Well,
facility.
we used to
Oh,
stay in Tenby every New Year's Eve. Well,
All right.
for
So
about
you've been to that guild trap, have you, or guild trap?
I haven't stayed there, but I went with my mates to Spain, I think it was, and the first time we went, the girls said, "Well, we want to go somewhere," so I ended up booking the guitar for them. It was about 4 or 5 girls went and
Yeah.
stayed, and that's the hotel they stayed in.
Yeah, because there's a couple either side of it, all quite nice. Came and tried to book one, and even had a heated pool, but it was full. And Kim wanted a really nice room, so we had
Yeah,
like a suite, on the top
mm,
floor. Beautiful view, lovely
yeah,
facilities to it.
yeah. Tenby's nice. I've been loads of times on to Tenby. When you said about Caldy Island, I remember only once I've ever been over to Caldy, and like, have you ever been over there?
No,
Yeah, we've been over there.
Yeah, and you walk around. Obviously, it was the monks were
yeah,
on Caldy Island at one time, and I don't know if they're there now.
Yeah, there's
I
still a
think
group
so,
there.
but I think
Yeah,
they've had a bit of bad press. I think the
yeah.
last number of years.
Is there? Well, when
Yeah.
we were there, we walked around, and I think we walked into a church, and there were people in the church all visibly upset, and apparently there'd been an accident a few days before with a little girl, and there were kids playing on the beach in Caldy on
Oh, it
the
rings a bell,
island,
that.
and like a freak wave came in,
Yeah.
took this boy. who was older took the boy and this little girl that was just playing on the beach.
Yeah.
And this boy said, she can play with us if you like, and he
Yeah.
took her, and this freak wave came in, and he was bigger and older, and he got back in, but the little girl was gone.
Lost. Oh.
And these people were, I think the story was that the little girl had gone with her grandparents to Tenby for a holiday,
Yeah.
and the poor bugger drowned.
Oh. Yeah, because I was looking at this boat and I was trying to follow, and I'm thinking, hang on, it looks like a strip of sand there. So I was looking to see where, if it was going to land there, whatever, because I couldn't see where it went. But the weird thing was looking out to the island with a full tide, and you can see the island because looking from that hotel across the Collie over to the right-hand side, if you were looking up what is called South Beach, the sea is like full on there. But then this morning, when the tide was gone out and was getting low, it actually, there's rocks between the two. I don't think it ever would have been a causeway, but the tide drops down. So when it's looking like it's totally surrounded by water at that particular point between the mainland and it looks like only about maybe 2 or 3 feet below the water line are the rocks. So you'd think, oh yeah, take your little boat over there. And no.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody's tempted to go to his little trust house, it's normally £7, but on St. David's Day it's free. So
All right.
you lucked it.
Oh, that's why it was. Yeah, because there was a little sign outside saying, do come in. Well, I went into the door, and then she handed me a little map of the rooms and welcomed me, and there was no sort of, it's £7 for the tour or something. So perhaps they're doing a bit of PR today, is it?
St. David's Day they do it. It's I'm only saying that in case anybody, if you go back again.
Yeah. Oh, good idea. Well, actually, that's why they're more likely with a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
Because they must have. They must have picked up on it.
Yeah, because it is National Trust, and National Trust charges for everything.
Yeah, right.
But I tell you where I went. Is it Tretyga House?
Oh yeah.
That's
that Newport way, isn't it?
That's interesting. That's not far away, is it?
Newport.
It's Newport, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. It's something
Yeah,
like
we stayed there.
Yeah, no, this wasn't that. But I've been there. But no, it's something like that. Though there's a house quite near Tenby that's like almost a stately home, because there's not many in Wales. But that's a really sort of good
Oh,
house.
there's one near Tenby, is it?
No, near Tenby. It's about 20 minutes away, if I remember.
All right. Oh, but it's not Newport then. It's
No.
different one.
It wasn't Tretyga, but it's something like that. It's sort of one
Yeah,
of the-
it's funny thing. My visits at Tenby over the years, mostly it's been when the samba band that I used to be in, we used to play there every year at the festival, which was in usually early September, and so we'd parade down through the town. We'd end up in the harbour, and I for about 5 years in a row, I used to do my circus show on the harbour flat bit adjacent to the sailing club, and sometimes I do both. I'd go down, do my one-man circus show. I'd parade with the samba band as well, and sometimes I'd parade on my stilts, playing my drum with the samba band. Then we get down into the harbour, and I quickly change my costume and do my show, and so that was. And then we'd have an hour or two in between bits, and we'd do so that was my time of Tenby. In between, just going up the street, meeting somewhere to have a bite, and back down there. But I was aware of everybody seems to be wandering, looking for somewhere to go, and coming out of shops with bags of souvenirs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was today, yesterday, I was able to kind of, right, so this big wall goes all the way around then, And often I'd been down there, and I was aware where that De Valence, the entertainment place, the theatre or wherever. I think I get a couple of discos down there over the years, and they have a blues festival there,
Another memory I got of it was the first time we stayed down there. We hired caravans on Kiln Park.
Oh,
Right?
Kiln Park. I was trying to think of the name of that. Yes.
Yeah, and we had about, I don't know, I can't remember now, 3 or 4 caravans. There was a crowd of us. And the first morning now, I was walking up by a bloody crowd of seagulls landing on the roof of the caravan.
All right.
And I thought, shit, I flipping, because when they were all landing and flipping, running around on the roof. And it was only something like the third day, because it happened like the 3 days. It was only the last morning, I think we were there. My mate was throwing bread up on
You're
the
gonna
roof
say
of
that
our caravan.
it's an old trick, isn't it? Chuck your bread on top of your mate's caravan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're really cheeky, aren't they? Because we were sitting down just at the top, the bit that overlooks the North Beach with the rock that looks like the Donkey Rock. Oh,
Yeah.
and there were 2 guys next to us, and one of them had a little pasty or something in a bag, and this seagull was sitting only about 3 foot away, and Kim said to him, "Watch your pasty, he'll have it now." Because
Yeah.
they're really bold, aren't they, you know?
Oh, yeah. Nothing like they are in Cornwall, mind.
Oh yeah, we've been
They,
down to that
they're a different
Padstow.
breed.
We
They're a
went down to
different breed
Rick,
down
Rick
there.
Stein's place, you know.
Yeah.
There we were on the harbour wall there, and
Yeah.
they were, God, talk about, kamikazes. They'd come in,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, incoming 2 o'clock.
It's like, yeah, you get the odd one, Tenby way, and but Cornwall and Devon, especially the holiday resorts,
Yeah.
they are flipping vicious.
Oh, my daughter was in Swansea with a donut in her hand. And one minute it was there, the next minute, bloody seagull just swooped down and grabbed it and off it went.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
she did a ring donut.
Yeah. You
Nice
are.
and easy to get the beak through the hole.
Yeah, easy,
Yeah.
yeah.
She take you
Yeah.
out for a walk.
Scoop it up.
You said she was with a donut. What's the name of that place? Cressley House. In
Where's that
Kilgetty it is. It's in Pembroke, but yeah, that was the place, sorry.
We got 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Fun time fly, boys, again.
Like she goes.
Anybody doing anything exciting? Sam, you got anything exciting? Quickly.
No. Last week it was I gone on. I had a good gig in the Bish Valley. Every Sunday they have something there. So we co-hosted this open mic night, open mic afternoon, 3 till 6. It was rammed. Really great time. I haven't anything then sort of planned.
Nothing for me. Anybody?
Nothing from you, Mike, surely not. I can't
Well, I
believe
got lots of
nothing
things
like-
to do, but nothing
nothing
exceptionally exciting.
entertainment-wise.
I got a really bad one to do. I got to change the light bulb.
Oh,
You need a hand then.
how many of you will it take?
At least 2 or 3, you know. Okay, the worst thing is it's right on top of the bed, so I got to stand on a bed and then
And try and bounce and balance,
do these
yeah.
little screws when you're on the bed like that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
surfaces does it take to change the light bulb?
Yeah.
2 to roll a joint.
Yeah.
Hey,
Depends how much they've smoked.
Did you see
Just
that
remember
post?
now, for this week, don't use your hands when getting up.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Did you see that post on I Love Langland? There was a thing that supposedly somebody had superimposed an image on a shot of Paul surfing or along with his paddleboard.
Oh, that Snoop Dogg shit. Yeah, fucking hell.
Oh, was it? Was it? Yeah. Snoop Dogg. That's it.
How much of Swansea does he own anyway? Mike, Andrew?
What?
Sorry?
How much of Swansea City football does he own?
He's got a minority share, I
Oh, I don't know how
think.
much money he's put into it.
I always thought with the big rhubarb, because it made national news, didn't it? So I
Yeah.
thought, what's the big? Well, he apparently was here sort of 4 or 5 months ago, wasn't he? Everywhere. So I thought, was he actually here, or was that all AI?
No, he
No,
was
it's
here, but there's
fine.
99% of the other photographs were just generated.
This is the first time he's been here. And half the place he went, he didn't go.
Yeah.
Packed up our stories.
We're about to go now, boys, so have a good
All right.
break.
We'll see you
Left
all
behind
next week.
echoes
It's a
of
hands.
touch of life.
It's a
a
five.
hand
It's 10 fingers from me.
Hang 10.
The sky turned to fire.
We'll have to
The
get some of them
streets lost their
Kenny
names.
Everett pointy finger thing.
Now we walk
That's
borders with
okay.
memories
Skirt
and
tights, though.
flame.
My arms are aching now.
But we carry the sun in the folds of our skin, hope in our pockets and home in the wind. Though the world may forget what we've been through before, we are more than the shadows of someone else's war. A lullaby whispered in tents made of thread, a children still dreaming though hunger's been fed. We build with our hands what the bombs tried to break, a life stitched together with love and heartache. Yes, we carry the sun in the folds of our skin, hope in our pockets and home in the wind. Though the world may forget what we've been through before, we are more than the shadows of someone else's war. Roads are unpaved, but our hearts know the way. Every step taken is a story to say. The roots of our past are intertwined like the vine. Through valleys of sorrow for light we still pine. But we carry the sun in the folds of our skin, hope in our pockets and home in the wind. Though the world may forget what we've been through before, we are more than the shadows of someone else's war. And when the winds howl, we'll sing out our truth of laughter and losses and the joy of our youth. With each note we play, we'll summon the past. In a tapestry woven, our stories will last. So let us carry the sun in the folds of our skin, hope in our pockets and home in the wind. Though the world may forget what we've been through before, we are more than the shadows